Hello everyone, welcome back to Tien RV channel. Today, we will witness a truly touching and emotional moment. Tien, after many incidents and months of living in oblivion, finally remembers everything when she unexpectedly meets her long-lost biological mother. Heartbreak, a tearful reunion. Light bulb, a memory that seemed to be lost forever, now awakens. Movie camera, let's follow the whole story in today's video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next stories. Tien walked slowly. Her legs seemed to no longer listen. Her mind was hazy and empty. She didn't know when she had left the house without telling anyone. Jack had originally intended to walk with her to distract himself. But then Tien suddenly walked faster, sometimes turning into small, winding alleys as if being guided by an invisible force. Jack just silently followed behind, not daring to stop her. He saw her cold face. Her eyes were aimless, but also mixed with a vague look as if she was trying to remember something very far away. Until the two stopped in front of an old tiled roof house. Lying quietly at the end of a red dirt road, the fence was covered with moss. The iron gate. Inside was a small yard. Tien stopped. Her eyes looked straight at the gate as if every step she had taken all this time had been to get to this place. Jack followed her gaze, and then he was startled to realize this was the house of the old couple who had caused Tien's accident on that fateful day. Tien stood still. A gust of wind blew, causing her hair to flutter, revealing her tired face. Her eyes were still looking towards the gate, but she didn't blink. As if hypnotized, Jack stepped forward to grab her hand, but Tien suddenly collapsed. Her body was limp, her breathing was rapid, her lips were pale. "Tien, what's wrong with you?" Jack panicked, kneeling down to support her. At that moment, the old couple in the house heard the noise and ran out. They also recognized Tien, the girl they had accidentally caused the accident that day. Their eyes were filled with regret and worry. Without hesitation, they helped Jack carry Tien into the house, placing her on the old wooden bed in the living room. The old man immediately called the local doctor. While waiting, the old lady wiped the sweat from Tien's forehead with a warm towel, while Jack sat holding her hand, worried beyond words. Less than 20 minutes later, the doctor arrived. She was the one who had examined Tien once after the accident, so she had a certain understanding of her current condition. After checking her pulse, heart rate, and nerve reflexes, the female doctor sighed and turned to Jack. "There's no need to worry too much. This is a fairly normal phenomenon for patients with memory loss. When they come into contact with the environment or places related to the past, the brain can be suddenly stimulated, leading to an overloaded reaction. Maybe in her subconscious she still recognizes this as the place where the incident happened. But her consciousness hasn't had time to process it, causing her body to react." Jack was still not reassured, but she is still pregnant. The doctor nodded seriously. "Exactly. That needs to be even more careful. Women in the first 3 months of pregnancy are very susceptible to strong emotions." Her fainting was not due to a weak fetus, but fatigue, stress, and a rush of memory stimulation can be dangerous if this condition recurs. Jack squeezed Tien's hand tighter, his eyes silently looking at her pale face, his heart heavy. "You should let her rest completely. Don't let her walk too much. Especially don't let her go to places that can strongly evoke the past like this. In addition, her diet, rest, and pregnancy monitoring must all be extremely careful. I will prescribe some mild vitamins to support her memory and the health of the fetus." Hearing this, both the grandparents and Jack nodded in thanks. The old lady carefully covered Tien with a blanket, her eyes filled with regret and sympathy. Jack sat beside her, occasionally leaning down to press his forehead against her hand, as if to transmit her a bit of peaceful warmth. Outside, the afternoon had fallen, the sunlight fading on the old tiled roof. No one said anything, but everyone understood. The moment Tien collapsed in front of the gate was not simply exhaustion, but a deep memory stirring to awaken in her confused mind. And that journey of recovery had just truly begun. After the doctor left and Tien was resting peacefully on the bed, Jack turned to look at the old couple with a look of both guilt and gratitude. He slowly stood up, then bowed his head slightly and said, "I ask for your permission to let Tien stay here for a few days to recuperate. When she gets better, I will take her home." The old man heard this and quickly waved his hand, his voice sincere. "Don't be shy, this house is already quiet. Having more people around makes it warmer. Besides, we also feel guilty towards her, even though it was an accident. If we hadn't been careless that day, it wouldn't have turned out like this." The old lady sitting next to him also looked at Tien with sad eyes. then continued, I sincerely thank you for not blaming us. From that day until now, we have been tormented. Luckily we were able to take her to the hospital in time. Otherwise we would have regretted it for the rest of our lives. Hearing that, Jack walked closer, put his hand on his shoulder and softly replied, No, I'm the one who should thank you too. If you hadn't taken Tien to the emergency room in time, I don't know what would have happened to her. These past few days, you two have taken good care of her. I'm truly grateful. The accident was just something no one wanted. It's over. I think the important thing now is to take good care of Tien. Jack's words made the atmosphere in the old house warmer, lessening the awkwardness that had been simmering since the accident. All three of them were silent for a moment. Their eyes turned towards the inner room, where Tien was sleeping peacefully after the unexpected fall. A moment later, Jack stood up, lightly dusted his hands and smiled. Well, it's almost noon now. I'll go to the market to buy some food to cook for you and me to eat together. I'll also buy some nutritious food for Tien. She's been very weak lately. Before the grandparents could say anything, Jack had already walked quickly out the door, his voice still echoing in the simple but loving house. Watching his figure disappear outside the gate, the old lady turned to him and whispered, What a good boy. No wonder Tien kept holding his hand and wouldn't let go. The old man nodded, his eyes flashing with a rare emotion. Yes, I hope this time God will be merciful and give her a peaceful family. After leaving home, Jack walked a short distance to the village market. The market was not big but still had enough fresh vegetables, freshwater fish, chicken and some local specialties. Jack bought some minced lean meat, local chicken eggs, a bunch of mustard greens and sticky rice to cook porridge. He also bought a few more things to nourish Tien, light, easy to digest foods for people recovering from illness and pregnant women. After that, he carried his bag back to his grandparents' house with a busy look, but felt relieved when thinking about taking care of Tien himself. As soon as he entered the yard, the old lady came out to greet him. Looking at the pile of things Jack brought back, she smiled gently. Oh my God, why did you buy so much? Enough for the whole week. Jack smiled back, rolling up his sleeves. I plan to cook porridge for Tien to eat. Then tonight we'll make some simple dishes. I'll help you cook. She nodded happily, and the two of them went into the kitchen to start cooking. Under the simple kitchen roof, the red fire crackled beside the fragrant white porridge pot. Jack tasted it and asked her about the local dishes. The old lady also enthusiastically taught, occasionally telling a few old stories to entertain the kitchen. The atmosphere suddenly became strangely warm, as if this was a real family. When the porridge was cooked, Jack scooped out a small bowl, blew on it to cool it down, then brought it into the room. As soon as he entered, he saw Tien had woken up. She was lying on her side. Her eyes were dreamy, her hand was slightly raised, staring at each finger as if trying to find something familiar. You're awake? Thank goodness. Jack walked over, put the bowl of porridge on the small table next to the bed, intending to feed her, but Tien turned away gently, her voice weak but determined. Let me eat it later. Okay? I'm not very used to it. That sentence made Jack pause. He looked into her eyes, his heart aching, even though he knew she had lost her memory. Being rejected like a stranger still hurt him. Tien tried to get up. Jack immediately helped her sit up and lean her back against the pillow. She picked up the bowl of porridge herself, eating slowly spoon by spoon. In that quiet moment, the old lady walked in with a warm towel in her hand. As soon as she saw her, Tien's eyes suddenly opened wide. In that brief moment, a vague memory flashed through her head like a thin wisp of smoke. Her face, silver hair, affectionate eyes, seemed to awaken something deep in her mind. Suddenly, Tien's lips trembled, then she let out a weak but clear call. Mom? Both Jack and the old lady were stunned. Jack was startled. His hand was still holding the spoon that he had not yet put down. The old lady stood there, frozen in place, her eyes filled with tears. Tien blinked a few times, put her hand on her forehead as if she had a headache, then turned to Jack. I don't understand. I feel like she's very familiar, but I can't remember anything. Jack clenched his hand, but he smiled gently. It's okay. Take it easy. Your memory will come back. Little by little, outside, the wind had calmed. In the small room, a glimmer of hope had just been ignited, fragile, but heartwarming.